welcome to my channel. My name is Kevin J. Moore and the channel is Ptertain TV, and I really appreciate you joining me. I really do. You know, it's lovely to have you with me on the channel. Now I'm looking at a website. It's at miamiherald.com, and it's a story there about the Miami-Dade County Black Affairs Board, because a member of that board, the name is Stephen Hunter Johnson, he called Governor Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, he called him racist. A really serious charge. A very, very serious charge. Well, let me just read what it says on the website. The website says this. It says, days after a member of Miami-Dade County's Black Affairs Board called Ron DeSantis racist, the leader of that volunteer panel apologized for the comment and said it did not reflect consensus. And the person's called Pierre Rutledge, and he said words matter. But anyway, let's look at a news clip now, because that was on the website talking about the story. Well, let's have a listen to a news clip about the story. Now, we'll go first of all, we're going to have two. One is going to be from Fox Soul Black Report, and this first one we're going to have is from the Fox News. So we'll just listen to this first one, then we'll go on to the second one, because we want to see two sides of the story, don't we? Let's have a listen to this first clip.
Back, members of the Miami-Dade County Black Affairs Board are offering Florida Governor Ron DeSantis an apology. This comes days after a board member tweeted out, quote, "Our governor is a racist. Remember me for anything. Remember me for saying that on the record." Well, of course, the board had to apologize. The board's chair writing, quote, "We take it to heart when someone uses the term racist. Words matter. So as chair, I must start by saying we want to pull that back. There's nothing wrong with saying we're sorry. That's not what we intended to say or be depicted by anyone. And that's not the feeling of this board," end quote. The accusations of racism against DeSantis come after the governor rejected the College Board's advanced placement course on African American history, which he said pushed a political agenda. Harris, I'm actually glad to see someone apologize when someone else in their board has gone afoul.
Well, and what he said too is that there's nothing wrong with apologizing. He had to explain that. I wonder who he was talking to, because when you say something that's untrue and damaging, you should apologize. So, but he felt that it was necessary, I guess, to tell all those people who don't like apologies that it's okay. And why not, when the nation is this divided? Admit that you've done something wrong so that we all can get off of it and go forward. It doesn't really change, though, that at least one board member feels that way.
The black lady with the yellow dress should have been, in my view, more conciliatory, because Pierre Rutledge, the one that apologised on behalf of the board, he really sort of showed humility to apologise, because obviously he could have just not apologised, but he decided to apologise, and he recognised that what Stephen Hunter Johnson said wasn't right, really. He called him a racist, a very powerful accusation, isn't it, really, that? I don't think he should be called him a racist just because there's a disagreement in it.
Can't we have a political disagreement without calling people racist?
Interesting that the lady with the pink dress on, she made that point, didn't she, in the comment, one of the comments, she said, a comment was there, she said, can't we have political disagreement without calling people racist? That was an excellent question. Can't we have political disagreement without calling people racist? And it wasn't answered, actually, properly. It wasn't addressed properly. Yeah, I don't think, anyway. But let's listen to some more of the video.
To have someone come out and say, you know what, we don't agree with that.
Yeah.
We apologize.
Agreed.
But also, just to note, DeSantis was pushing back on not the history, but the fact that they were including queer theory in African American history. And he's like, listen, that's the political agenda. It's not real history. So that's why this got kicked out.
Yeah.
And it's brought out as well that DeSantis, he's not racist, is he, really? He disagrees with some points that were in the curriculum or in what was proposed. He sort of disagrees with something in there. it was mentioned, so it disagrees with what's mentioned in what's proposed. Just a disagreement. But a disagreement doesn't mean that it's a racist, does it? Just because it disagrees with something. Everyone's got entitled to their view. These days, it's like people are not entitled to have a view. I don't understand. It's like, you have to agree with me or I'll shame you. You know what I mean? He's got the courage to say, I don't agree with certain things. Like, for example, he obviously doesn't agree with BLM, for example, and all. He doesn't agree. It don't mean if it's a lot of black people don't agree with BLM. I don't support BLM. It's not just whites that don't agree. You know what I mean? I don't support BLM. Oh, you're racist. So I'm racist then because I don't support BLM. I don't support BLM. Am I racist? You know what I mean? You just can disagree. You disagree and you're racist. I don't understand. You know what I mean? You white people, you should be thinking, stop saying I'm racist when I'm just disagreeing on a point. You should be standing up for yourself. You know what I mean? Don't call me racist. I'm not racist. I just don't agree with that point. You know what I mean? We've got to be reasonable in life, haven't we? You have to be reasonable in life. And to me, it's not reasonable if you're just going to keep calling people names because they don't agree. Anyway, let's listen to some more of the video.
The fact that the board member was so emphatic. This is on the record. This is exactly how I feel. And then the board chair was like, actually, no, not at all. This doesn't represent the board because there's someone more higher ranked than he was, and he can't speak for the full board. I appreciated the apology, and I appreciate the fact that, as he says, words matter. Indeed, they do. And I think if that's a hint of what's to come for the support in the voting for Governor DeSantis, then it'll be a quite thrilling primary.
I thought that was a good comment that Lady May says she appreciates the apology. That's very important because, if someone apologises, you don't just keep pushing and being horrible to that person. If they say sorry for something, you graciously accept the apology. And I think that lady's comments there were nice when she said they appreciate the apology. Because what she's sort of saying is that you want reconciliation ultimately, don't you? And you know that you're not going to get it if you just keep pushing either way. So it's nice that she said she appreciates the apology, isn't it? That's a good point then. Good thing to say. Right, let's listen to some more of the video.
Is this indicative of the political fights we're seeing in Florida, and how important will that be in 2024?
And he won on
live there.
And he won on this. That's why the left hates Governor DeSantis, because he's a winner. I mean, he won by nearly 20 points. He won almost every county in the state. He won with almost every demographic, including winning Miami-Dade for the first time in 20 years. Almost 60% of the Hispanic vote. That's what the guy does. He wins. His response to Hurricane Ian was so good that even Joe Biden admitted that he did a good job, and the media stopped covering it, which shows you what a good job that he did. So that's why they hate the guy, because he's a winner and he's effective.
You think about Surfside, you think about the hurricane, and you know that in those moments that count, and I don't live in Florida, I've never lived there, but residents.
Although I'd love to have you there.
My bestie lives in Naples, and so that place got hit pretty hard by the hurricane, but not nearly as bad as others. And she and others sing the praises of, look, he just gets stuff done.
Exactly. So it transcends, even though he's very conservative, other people vote for him in the state who may be more moderate or what have you, because he's effective and he wins and he gets things done, and the quality of life in Florida is great.
It really is.
Everyone just come on down, come visit me in Miami.
All they have to do is look at your Instagram account.
I sleep on the couch.
I mean, your Instagram account is like, Florida, come, we love you.
I should be on like the board of tourism or something. I'm a great
You already are. You just need a paycheck.
Yeah, that's the key part, Harris. I'm not getting paid. Come on.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Then the lady made some comments about DeSantis being a winner and the way he dealt with the hurricane problems, and obviously in terms of his political views and what he's done as a governor. I'm not really going into that side of it because I don't live in Florida. I don't really have experience of him as being a governor and living in Florida. Obviously, she's really painting a nice picture of Mr. DeSantis, isn't she? The only thing I personally feel is that I don't really. I think it's wrong really to sort of say call him racist, just because you disagree with something politically. I don't agree. I think that's the wrong thing to do. And at the end it was nice as well because one of the ladies at the end, she was sort of bigging up Florida, which she was actually encouraging her friends to come down and visit her. And one day in the near future, well, not in the near future, in the distant future, I should say, I will actually be going to Florida to visit family, because I've got family there, family that live in Florida. So I'll be going there one day in the future, but not right now. And I hope to be shooting some videos there, and getting to know some people there as well. So I'm looking forward to that. But it's not right now. It's going to be probably in the distant future, because obviously it costs quite a lot of money to go to Florida, doesn't it? Really, I mean, the flights and everything. Yeah. And I can't afford it because I'm not like rich. If I had unlimited funds, if I had a load of money, I'd go straight away. But obviously, it's I can't afford to go there now. But in the future, I'm looking forward to maybe one day visiting Florida, and the relatives that I've got there, I'll be visiting them as well. Yeah. So, now we're going to look at the other side now, because that Fox report we just looked at, Fox News report, that they actually sort of sided with DeSantis more. They're more pro DeSantis, if you like. So I want to look at the other side now. The people, an example of someone who doesn't like DeSantis, doesn't side with DeSantis. So we can just see the other side of the coin, if you like. Now it's this is the clip I'm going to show you now. It's from Fox Soul Black Report, and then we're going to see how they feel about DeSantis. Let's have a listen to the Fox Soul Black Report.
Leaders in Miami are apologizing to Florida Republican Governor Ron DeSantis after one of its members called him a racist. Pierre Rutledge, chair of the Miami-Dade Black Affairs Advisory Board, issued a statement on behalf of his board that apologized to DeSantis for a comment made at their meeting from a member who said, quote, "Our governor is a racist." Now, the accusations of racism against DeSantis came as the board criticized the governor's rejection of an African-American history advanced placement course due to content about Black Lives Matter and queer issues. The College Board removed aspects of the course that were opposed by DeSantis. Now, that course will be reevaluated by the Florida Department of Education to determine if it is appropriate for schools. And
Fox Soul Black Report that you just listened to, the lady herself, she actually advanced placement rejected what he wasn't happy with DeSantis. It says he wasn't happy with some of the content. It says it was due to the content. So this is why he was against it. See, it's something to do with what's the content of the course. Well, he felt it wasn't quite right, so he was against that. Literally nothing to do with being racist. It's literally nothing to do with being racist. There's blacks, lots of blacks that would agree with DeSantis. Are they racist? You've got to be reasonable, haven't you, really? Anyway, let's listen to what the doctor says here about DeSantis. Let's just get the doctor's view.
Nicolai Corte, this continues to be a hot button for you. What do you first and foremost think about the apology? Because a lot of folks would agree with that board member who said what he said.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would agree. I think a lot of folks that are tuned in here would agree. And, it seems like Mr. Rutledge, who's the Miami-Dade Black Affairs Advisory Board member, he is really speaking to an audience of one. And I think that audience of one is Governor Ron DeSantis. The gall to apologize to a governor who has made it an issue to go after Black history, who has been a proponent of the Stop Woke Act, who has been a proponent of this Don't Say Gay bill. I mean, this is a governor who has peddled in bigotry, and of all people, for this brother to apologize to, of all people, Governor Ron DeSantis, for being a racist, for peddling in racist behavior, peddling in white supremacy, I think it's a crying shame. So there, I said the quiet part out loud.
Tell us how you really feel.
That's how I really feel. Now,
Pierre Rutledge wasn't speaking to an audience of one. He was speaking to an audience of thousands, probably millions. Watch that clip of him apologising. So that's obviously factually incorrect to start with. Everybody heard it, thousands of people in different countries. I'm not even in America, and I heard it. So obviously it's not an audience of one, is it? There's millions of people on the internet access to this footage. Millions of people have seen the apology, not an audience of one. And I'm sure millions of people agree that they should apologise, because to call somebody racist who is not racist, unless of course you can actually send me some documented information, verified documented information that shows that Ron DeSantis is racist, because I need to see a clip of him making a racist comment or making racist comments on his Twitter feed or wherever. I want to see some evidence that he's racist instead of just calling him racist just to win the argument. That's basically what these people do. They just say you're racist and they want to win the argument by calling you racist. You know, it's wrong, isn't it? So the doctor there again is making his points about Ron DeSantis saying that he's peddling in white supremacy, is against black history, all these allegations. I mean, where's the evidence? He's just making it up as he goes along. It's just it's all emotion. Where's the actual evidence that he's peddling in white supremacy? Where's the evidence that it's against black history? You know what I mean? He said he's peddling these things. It's just made up nonsense. You know, there's no actual evidence to support what that guy's claiming in the video. There's no evidence to support it. He just disagrees with a certain part of the content of what was proposed in the advanced placement. He disagrees with a certain part of the content. That's why he's against it. It's nothing to do with racism. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. And we need to be reasonable. I just can't tell you how many times I've used that word, but reason has to come into it. Because as human beings, we've been given the ability to reason on things. And we can't just keep bandying about these words, calling people names because they don't agree with what our point of view is. You know what I mean? I could start calling that guy names that just spoke, the doctor. I could start, calling him names, but what's it going to achieve? We need facts. We need facts, don't we? And there's no evidence whatsoever that shows that Ron DeSantis is racist. And lots of black people support Ron DeSantis. Do you think that woman that's on there on Fox with the yellow dress, would she be supporting if he was racist? It's just not true. So anyway, like I say, I'll believe it if you show me some actual evidence. Send me some information and I'll believe it. Send me evidence of him saying something racist. Send me the tweets of him saying racist tweets. Send me footage of him speaking and saying racist things against black people, and then I'll believe it. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and I really do hope you take people that need to listen to this advice, take the advice and stop calling people racist as a way of shutting people down and trying to win arguments. If someone really is racist, they should be called out. I agree 100%. If someone's racist, you call them out, you make sure they're exposed if someone's racist. But you don't use that when it's someone that you just don't agree with. I think that's it's morally wrong in my opinion. Anyway, I say thanks for watching the video. I really do appreciate supporting this channel. Remember, you can support me on Patreon if you want to do that. I'd really appreciate it if you do. Support me on PayPal. Also subscribe, send this around to all your friends and family. Send it to everybody. Everybody that you know with social media, just send it to all the people. We need to get this station bigger and bigger. We need to get loads of subscribers, don't we? I'm trying to get to 1,000, so if you can just help me out by spreading the word and subscribe yourself, I really would appreciate that. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to doing another video for you in the near future. Really appreciate your time you've taken to watch this video. I really do genuinely appreciate it. It don't matter what colour you are, whether you're white, black, whatever colour you are, you're welcome. Okay? Thank you. Take care.